So good day to you guys, everyone, and good day to you, sir. We are the Group 7, and today we are going to present to you our final project output, iUniversity, which is a mobile educational application. So let's start. So for the introduction, I would like to share to you where we got iUniversity. So iUniversity is derived from the word ion, which pertains to ionic framework, and university, which relates to learning or a place for education. Our logo, as we can see here, is a toge hat that represents success and intelligence, since we want every single user to accomplish their task and become knowledgeable about the ionic framework. Lastly, for the color scheme, our design is blue and white, which basically adapts the color of the ionic framework. Next, about our project. So iUniversity. For iUniversity, iUniversity is an educational mobile application built using the ionic framework, with the purpose of providing the most comprehensive ionic framework tutorial for programmers of all levels. More specifically, the app will assist users on how they can start creating mobile apps using Ionic Framework and AngularJS. Next, for the inspiration. Our inspiration for this mobile application is to provide knowledge to the users who are willing to learn Ionic Framework in the most efficient way. We want to help those who are just starting in order for them to improve their skill and gain knowledge through the use of mobile development. Moreover, we are also inspired to the goal of each of our team to attain it by developing this project. We, the developer, are sharing in the same goal, which is to become a professional programmer. So for the next is all the parts of our iUniversity app.
So for the parts of the iUniversity app, the first feature we have is the register page. So this register page is the register page of the application. So this is the interface, as you can see here as the left side. So it composed of different Ionics components such as the text boxes and buttons. So which enables to accept informations from the users. So aside from that, it also follows the design principles of constraints. So because users are prohibited to continue if they leave the text boxes blank. So as you can see in the interface here, the register button is disabled, which the users are unable to proceed if they leave blank the text boxes. So for the next feature we have is the login. So in the login, this is the login page where the users will enter their credentials to log in to the app. So before proceeding to the main page, they have to log in their credentials here. So aside from that, this also applies the design principles of feedback. So because when the users log in unregistered account, they will it will shows an error message that will say that your account is unregistered. So for the next feature.
So this is our main menu. This is where the user can navigate to explore the application. The user can choose a category between installation, UI components, native APIs, and Angular. And for the next picture, this is the documents. This page shows several accordions that when these items are clicked, they will be redirected to the pages depending to the topic they wanted to learn.
So for the next page, we have the blogs page where the user can find news and articles that are related to Ionic. Next is the profile page. This is the page where the user can find their user information, email, phone number, and username. There is also the logout button if the user wishes to log out and end their session.
So for the next one is the content. So this is the one that will pop up if they choose a topic for the document. So it applies the the constraints or the design principles consistency to help users not be confused on the design. So it also provides some cards and snippets to guide users from their codes. So the next one is the app simulation.
So for the app simulations, as soon as the user open the application, it will show them our splash screen, which is the logo. And next is the getting started screen, which is a brief introduction about our applications. So the user just have to next it until they go to the login page. So first, let's go to the create an account. So here the users are able to register their account. So let's try to log in some credentials here. So when the users input an invalid email, it will shows an error message. So as well as in the password. So when the users are done to input some valid informations, they just have to click register and it will be registered. So in this case, we will just use a dummy account. So the users can just, when the user inputted their account, they just have to click the login button and it will be redirected to our main menu. So for the main menu, it will be demonstrated by my groupmate.
So this is our, what you can see here is our main menu. Here the user can navigate through the application. So if we go to the installation, here you can see the instructions on how to install the Ionic framework. And if we go to the UI components, here you can see the different UI components listed. And then here the native APIs, you can see the details in this page. And lastly, the Angular, which introduces the Angular Ionic.
So next is the documents, where the user can see all the components, that all the information about the Ionic. So here we have the search bar, which you can see they can search the topics that they want. So for the accordion, we have 4 accordions. First is the installation, second is the UI components, third is the native APIs, and lastly is the Angular. So for the installation, we have here so we can navigate through the items of the accordion. So for example, we want to go in CLI installation. So as you can see here, this is the components. It consists of some cards and code, and also some notes. We also imported some images from the Ionic website. So you can also go to the UI components, like for example accordion group, buttons, badge. So as you can see, it consists of cards, and we also uses some various colors to emphasize the tags and classes or colors. So as you can see, it has complete details about the Ionic. So let's just navigate here. As you can see here, we have some videos included. So after that, we can go to the blog tab.
So this is the blogs page where the user can see different articles related to Ionic. For example, news and other blog posts related to the Ionic frame.
So for the next page, what we can see right now is the profile page of a registered user. So once a user is registered to IONiversity, they will be able to see their email address, phone number, and username on their profile page. And they also have a log out button which they can use if they wish to log out to the application. So there we go, it's logged out.
So that's all for our simulation. So we can now go back to the presentation.
So after finishing presenting our project, we would like to share our personal reflections after finishing this project. So let's start with the first person, which is me. So for my reflection, we were able to strengthen our Ionic framework and AngularJS skills, as well as our teamwork skills by working on this project as a group. Even though we only had a limited amount of time to develop this mobile application, we did our best to create an outcome that is satisfactory for us. Overall, this was a fun experience with my classmates. Next.
This project has made me improve my skills in creating and designing a mobile application, as we put to use our learnings in interaction design. Also, my collaboration skills has also improved as we were able to finish our project by collaborating with my group mates.
So for me, being part of this project gave me a lot of experience, not only in creating mobile application, but also learning how to share thoughts with my team. So despite all of the problems we encountered, we are able to make our application work. I am satisfied on what we have done, and I think we are able to apply various design principles in our application.
In creating this project, I have improved my skills in both designing and developing a mobile application. I have applied my new learnings from this course, such as design patterns and design principles, to this project. By working together with my team, we were able to accomplish our goal of a finished project.
So for me, upon creating this project, we encountered some difficulties due to the errors that our project is generating. However, despite of those errors, we still managed to accomplish this task and finish the project with joy. So as we progress, I realized that having a team collaboration is very important when creating a project like this. I'm thankful to my group mates for being responsible for finishing the task and to cooperating every time there's a group discussion.
Lastly, for our group photo, which was taken after creating the project. So thank you for listening to our presentation.